If you have ever had a concussion, or if you've broken your nose, if you've had any type of traumatic brain injuries, any injuries to the eyes, the ears, or the temple, any fractures within the face and the brain structure or cranial structure, you're going to want to stay and listen to receive the information that's coming through, and the connection to the fascia system and the connection to the 7 and 8 different butterfly systems that are coming online within our bodies. It's going to be really super important for those who have even menopausal or premenopausal, anyone who has a spinal injury like I do. This information that's coming through and being recoded and reactivated is going to be critical and super, super helpful to anyone who is looking to really expand on their connection to their higher self and to Christ consciousness. It is impactful. It was powerful. It's just transformational, the information that's coming through our pillow today. And powwow. Here is where my pop of color portal has taken me in pillow researching for the butterflies that are coming online, the butterfly systems within our physical vessel. And so I was taken first to the butterflies that we had received in our recent activation. And there's a 90-minute activation, meditation, EFT tapping, a cosmic hug that's available on our YouTube channel. And in that, we were giving these specific points of reference for the butterfly. We were asked to go through this like mystery school, taken through this pop of color portal. Some might call it a rabbit hole, but it took us through all of these butterfly systems. And so the first one, and the one that I've received a ton of breadcrumbs for, is the sphenoid bone, which is the butterfly that's in the brain that encompasses the pineal gland and the pituitary gland. And I wanted to figure out, why is this bone so important, and how is it affecting our physical vessel? And as we are changing, our vessel's changing so much and transmuting and alchemizing and transcending and really going through its own metamorphosis. So the sphenoid bone is a butterfly-shaped bone located at the base of the skull. It forms the central bridge between the cranial and the facial bones. It houses the protective seat of the pituitary gland, which is the master regulator of all of our hormones. Due to its position and structural significance, the sphenoid bone is often called the key of the cranium. It's also a door and a bridge to the Akashic records, because it connects and influences nearly every other cranial bone and the fascia system, but we'll get into that in a little bit. So the sphenoid bone plays a foundational role in the body's self-regulation and healing. It cradles the pituitary gland, which governs the endocrine functions and influences hormonal balance, stress response, and cellular healing. It aligns the cranial rhythms, so it's kind of an amplifier of sound, and it affects all of the cerebral fluid, the CFS flow, the neural functions, and the overall craniosacral integrity. So for me, having a CFS leak and permanent small holes and tears in my spinal column, I was very drawn to how the sphenoid bone really matters. And I was shown that if you have any type of cervical, cranial injury, any optical injuries, even a broken nose, any cracked skulls, concussions, all of this directly affects the sphenoid bone. And it can be contorted or distorted. It can be blocked with energy. It could even have cracks and trauma in it that it's very hard to know, but it can change the perception of the energy that we can receive. So as we learned more about the role that the sphenoid bone plays, it regulates vision and perception. It houses the optical nerves, the whole optical system, and it's influencing. It's not just physical sight, but it's also inner wisdom and higher awareness comes through this system, this butterfly. It also balances the nervous system. Its proximity to the vagus nerve and the spinal cord channel, it plays a role in emotional regulation and trauma healing. So who knew that within us there's this very special sacred space that it's temple to temple. If you think of a butterfly, you'll see when you look at really where the sphenoid bone is located and its reach and what it protects and the vibrations of what it connects to, it completely blew my mind. If the sphenoid bone in the sphenoid system is misaligned due to trauma, stress, or emotional blockages, it will create distortions in hormonal balance, nervous system functions, and spiritual perception. The healing modalities such as craniosacral therapy, sound healing, energy work, Reiki, EFT tapping, all of those can help realign sphenoid system and really put your butterfly back into divine flow. The sphenoid bone, not only is it the physical, but it's also the higher consciousness and states of consciousness it is directly affected by, and especially its connection to the pineal gland. It's the gateway to the Akashic field. And when there is a distortion, or if it's moved or adjusted in any way, shape, or form, or if there is trauma, it's very difficult for that continuous flow to continue to happen. I just want to tap in to make sure I'm getting all the information correctly. So the pineal gland is the antenna for accessing higher wisdom. It's also the kind of seat of the soul crown connection as well. It really is like it cocoons them, and it stabilizes and amplifies any of the information that's coming through, any divine insight and Akashic remembrance is coming through this area, and then it amplifies out. So if our amplification system is broken in any way, shape, or form, or blocked, then we will have it will be distorted, or we'll feel like we have a lot harder time. Anytime you have pressure in the eyes and in the third eye or temples, that front pain, that can also, if you have migraines and stuff that are frontal lobe, this could also be affected. When it's fully aligned and activated, it completely harmonizes the brain hemispheres, and it opens the door to telepathy and to soul memory retrieval. It opens the ability of, it's a bridge that opens the ability to see the seen and unseen. It opens a door. When you utilize this area for Christ consciousness to connect with the planetary energy field, so this is grid work or planetary work, collective work, all of this resonates within the sphenoid bone. and then it amplifies out. Wow, it's like a projector. And it's a natural receiver of divine energy. This just blows my mind. It is believed to vibrate with the frequency of divine truth, unity, and spiritual resurrection, paralleling the Christ consciousness. When it is fully balanced, it enhances one's ability to embody love, forgiveness, enlightenment, the Feargiveness frequency. It is just wow. The shape of it mirrors the angelic wings, the butterfly wings. It also helps to align the Merkaba, the geometry, and the symbolizing of ascension. So it's bringing all of that symbolization together. It also holds the golden ratio of the spiral within. Back to that spiral. It's such a powerful, untapped potential is sitting within this area when we set the intention to focus on and to connect with it. And how do you connect with that space? First, it's the most important, it's the intention. Deepening your connection with the sphenoid bone allows you to enhance healing, expand your consciousness, and integrate higher frequencies into the body. The craniosacral and energetic alignment allows you to utilize Healy frequency therapy. That would be a great one because that works on the bioresonance, any modalities, the cranial sacral therapy, which I found very beneficial after my cervical injury. It helps to balance the cranial rhythm and improving the energy flow. And it just kind of relieves, because all of the cranial bones, there's 12 of them, and they all connect. And the sphenoid bone is it's the center point. It's the still point within all of that. And not only does it connect, we're just focusing on this one butterfly, but this butterfly connects to an entire system of butterflies throughout the entire body, and there's 8 of those. So just this one bone, it regulates and amplifies and receives. It's a conduit for all of the cranial bones. And then when we expand on our pop of color portal even further, we'll see the connectivity to the fascious system, and then all the other what's happening. If there is distortions or blockages, it affects all the way down to our feet, and it affects every system in between. So the different ways to connect with it: sound therapy, sound healing and frequencies, vibrations, whether that's binaural beats, or you can do setting the intention to receive the esophageal frequencies, the 528 for DNA repair and the 432 for harmony and balance. But you can also create those on your own through humming, sound chambers. Ohms and hum are the 2 vibrations that send healing directly to the delicate architecture of it, and really focusing on that sound. So when you do if you want to know if it's generating to it, all you have to do is plug your ears and see where it's vibrating and change your tone and vibration for it to hit that area. And this is the area right behind the eyes. It is from the softness of one temple to the softness of the other. That is all the sphenoid bone system. And it goes, it just kind of cradles right around the ocular and the penile and pituitary. So it is any broken nose, any sinus issues, all of that. And you can reach it from the inside too with your tongue, putting the tongue at the roof of your mouth. When you do that and you're doing breath work or sound chambers, you are directly pushing that energy up into that butterfly. And you're aiding in the healing. EFT tapping emotional freedom technique, tapping around the temples, the eyebrows, the back of the head, the top of the head. When you set the intention for that tapping to focus on the sphenoid bone and that butterfly area, it will, ask and you shall receive. It will send that energy to it. In the EFT tapping, using statements like, I release all distortions in my cranial alignment and awaken divine perception. Or my sphenoid bone is in perfect resonance with the Christ consciousness and the Akashic field. I am one with my sphenoid bone. I illuminate the light from my sphenoid bone. I allow the butterflies of my sphenoid bone to fully activate. You can speak directly to it. Breath work, meditation. So there's an activation that we'll do attached to this. I'm getting that information now. So in this pop-up color portal, we have dove in deeply down into its center. The sphenoid bone is a portal between the matter and the spirit worlds, between science and mysticism, between structure and divine flow. By continuously working with it, you are bridging the gap between the physical body and the Akashic field, enhancing healing, intuition, and divine embodiment. You are setting your butterfly free. So beautiful. And so it is. And please continue to join us for the guided meditation. There'll be an EFT tapping script that we will put together to activate this area. We may even do a sound chamber. We'll have to see what comes through. And then we will continue to expand into the other 7 areas of the butterfly systems as we learn more. Thank you so much for joining us today for this pop-up color portal spiral within butterfly release.